There's a bliss to grabbing your car keys and hitting the road. No plan, just fill up the tank and take off. But lately, with the dawn of the electric car, anxiety has crept in. So what if I told you there's a new EV that offers over 480 miles of range, and in a 10-minute charge could give you up to 200 miles?
You'd probably call me a liar, but that's exactly what we have here. The new Mercedes CLA, an electric saloon. Manufacturers are trying to make the word electric sound less scary these days. But with 481 miles of range, can this EV go the distance? Now before we start, I should say that we left Perth this morning with a fully charged battery and we now find ourselves in Newton Stewart in Ayrshire. And if you're not familiar with the geography of Scotland, that's pretty far. But we still have 64% charge in this battery. But anyway, back to the Merc. This is a platform called MMA, Mercedes Modular Architecture. And it's Mercedes' electric first platform. And the primary focus is actually performance and efficiency. And what does that mean for us? Well, moving forward, any Mercedes that's an EV will have that 800-volt architecture inside it. So you can charge your CLA faster than ever before. Mercedes also say you'll get 5 kilowatts per hour back, where other manufacturers can only give you 3. Now that may not seem like a big difference, but take the 85 kilowatt hour battery, well that could be up to 170 miles of difference. A common feature in this car are stars. We've got one in each brake light and the proud Mercedes logo which sits right in the middle. We're going to find so many more stars as we move on. I like the boot lid. We've got a very subtle little flick on the top of that and I absolutely love the light bar. As we follow it down to the bottom, there's a chrome strip which goes right across the back there. That probably takes your eyes off the fact that the car doesn't have any exhausts. Inside, 405 litres of boot space, but if that's not enough room for you, next year there's an estate version coming out which gives you even more space. Not that you really need an estate version because this one gives you a frunk with an extra 101 litres. Remember I mentioned stars? Well, look how many stars are on the front of that grille. There's a prize for anybody who can tell me just how many there are. There's a light bar going out towards each headlight where you find more stars and lovely detail there. There's also a chrome strip that goes along the bottom and it just looks great and it's all very aerodynamic. And this is where it gets interesting because the CLA is the most aerodynamic car in its class with a drag coefficient of 0.21. If you put the bigger wheels on though, the 18-inch AMG 5-spoke alloys, you lose just a little bit and it goes to 0.24. But I think I could live with that. So why is drag coefficient so important? Well, this is an EV and the CLA needs to use everything to its advantage to maximise its range. Because it's got such a low drag coefficient, that means it doesn't need to battle as hard to push through the air. It uses less energy, it can maximise longer range and it's a more efficient use of your battery. It's no slouch either. This car 0 to 62, 6.7 seconds. It's got 268 horsepower and its top speed is 130 miles per hour. And it's torquey. It's got 274 foot-pounds of torque or 335 newton meters depending on how you want to look at it. Not too shabby for the old CLA. When we started this venture, I had 481 miles. I've now driven 120 miles. I'm averaging around about 4.2 kilowatts per hour. I'm going to try and push that up a little bit more if I can, but I have to say, good job Mercedes. If this keeps up, I'm going to have to take this home. Mercedes have changed a few other things in the CLA. This is now brake-by-wire, which is an electronic braking system. But don't worry, there are a few fail-safes put in there. It's also better for EV because it's more efficient and it can give you quicker, better braking. It's also Formula 1 technology. Regen braking is assisted by brake-by-wire and it's nice and easy to operate. It's on the right-hand stalk, you either pull it back or push it away from you. And you can go from effectively nothing to one pedal driving, and I'm a fan of both.
Let's talk about the battery. 85 kilowatts with a WLTP of 5 miles per kilowatt hour, and doing the maths, that should give you around 425 miles. But Mercedes is claiming to get up to 481 miles. And when it comes to charging, this CLA is designed for an 800 volt charger, which means you can charge up to speeds of 320 kilowatts per hour. That will give you up to 200 miles in a 10-minute charge.
There is a caveat to that, however. In the UK right now, you can't charge this car on 400 volts, but there is a step down coming to rectify that issue next year. But the good news is at Arnold Clark, we can help with that. We've got nearly 60 sites across the UK that you can either pre-book a slot on the app or arrive and plug in at our bay to charge at 800 volts. And while you're there, why not pull out the Arnold Clark app and look at some of the 20,000 new and used cars that we have across our sites in the UK? Because at Arnold Clark, we make it easy. I'd like to talk about some cool features on the 14.6-inch infotainment screen. Now, you've got the expected wireless, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's an option for a second screen for your passenger, but it's got a new operating system baked into it, which effectively turns it into a gaming computer. So you can sit here and play Fortnite or watch Netflix. One thing that I'm not 100% sure on is the use of AI. There's 2 operating AI systems in here, Google Gemini and ChatGPT. They're trying to give you the best possible answer. Let's try it. Hey Mercedes.
I'm listening.
How efficient has my driving been?
Your average consumption since the start of the journey is 3 miles per kilowatt hour, and since the last reset, 4 miles per kilowatt hour.
That's today. This may be the best EV that I've ever driven, and I've driven a lot of EVs. It's almost like I'm driving a petrol car. I don't find myself looking at the battery indicator that I do with every other one. And when I do have a little glance down, it's like it's not used any at all. It's incredible. So do I think you'll get value for money? Well, it starts at £40,000 and it goes up to just over £51,500. It's certainly not the most expensive on the market. But compare that with the Tesla Model 3. Yeah, it's round about the same price. But you get 50 more miles with this car. It weighs 2.5 tons and it's rear-wheel drive. The weight's all very low down, so it does go through these corners with great ease. It feels like I'm driving a sports car. From the outside you look at it, it looks all elegant and cosy. But when you get behind the wheel and actually start pushing it, the weight of that battery helps give it road holding. It really does like to steer through the corners with great ease and precision. Driving this car is a pleasure. You've got great visibility and the panoramic sunroof adds a touch of class. And driving along this road here, there's very little road noise, and that's helped by Mercedes Comfort Suspension. It's just as well it can go the distance, because I could get lost whilst driving it. It really is a nice place to sit inside here. You could see why people might want to sit here and play Fortnite and watch Netflix. The seats are very comfortable, sporty and also heated. You've got a steering wheel. It's quite chunky and it's got Napa leather on it. My hands unfortunately sometimes touch the buttons, but that's my own fault for changing the settings as I drive. As I look through, you've got a nice 10-inch driving cluster. You've got some real physical buttons, charging mat for your phone, a couple of drinks holders and an armrest, which opens up to give you some extra storage. And if it's storage you require, underneath the centre console, there's more, and it's matted so things won't slide about. There's also some USBs down there. If I had to sum up in one word, elegant. Let's touch on the positives first of all. Like the front, the back feels nice and elegant. Comfortable seats. The panoramic sunroof gives me good headroom. You've got a couple of USB-C chargers, you've got dual air vents and a flat floor. It's all good. There are a couple of compromises. The seat in the middle is higher than where I'm sitting just now. It's got a bulge, so it's going to stop any grown adult sitting there without touching the roof. And the batteries are underneath us, so your feet feel higher and the back of the seats seem awfully straight up. But check this out. That's as far as that opens. But the CLA is not a car that you're going to want to jump out the back window of. So what's the verdict? Have Mercedes gone the metaphorical distance with this car? Yes, they have. I've done over 120 miles. I've still got to do 118 miles to get home to Perth, and I don't feel anxious at all. And I'm currently sitting at 4.2 miles per kilowatt. Now, some manufacturers are going for bigger is better. Mercedes are going for less is more. And they're doing that by maximising distance without compromise or breaking the bank. Now, this isn't a concept. This is here and now. And Mercedes are making EVs a serious contender. That being said, you may want to hang off till 2026, where you can pick up the estate version with the step down. But let me know in the comments below. I'm Duncan Vincent. This is the Arnold Clark YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload from us. And until next time, safe driving.